Hi, I've got another loop workout for you. I hope you are loving them. Once again, if you've done my other loop workouts, you don't need to hear the explanation about the loops themselves. Feel free to blow forward, find where we start the exercises, and jump right on in. If you're new to loops, I just want to take a moment and introduce them to you. You can see next to me on the carpet that I have a ton. I've just collected a whole bunch over time from different places. If you need recommendations, please let me know. So I have everything from a heavy resistance to a very light resistance, and it's awesome to have all of those so that you can play based on exercise. And you'll see today when we go through our exercises that there are different exercises that require different levels of resistance to be effective. So, rule of thumb with resistance, challenge yourself, but if it's so challenging that it causes you to lose form, come down in resistance level without a doubt. If you have any questions, let me know. This is a core segment with resistance loops. So I want to go ahead and preface, if you're newer to Pilates core work, I do have a neutral spine tutorial here on YouTube. I highly recommend you watch it first so that you really understand how to find that neutral spine. I'm not going to go into it in great detail in this particular segment. This is a short, quick, super sweet segment for working your core, and you're going to be working your legs as well. So we're going to start on our backs. I have a medium level resistance loop. You can see it doesn't have a ton of give, but it has some. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to slide it right around the arches of my feet. And again, I know I have two different socks on, and that's okay. It's one of those days. So embrace with me the chaos of life. Let's go ahead, once you have it in place, go ahead and just put your feet on the floor. Forget you have the loop for just a moment. And find that neutral spine. So again, visit the tutorial if it's brand new to you, but in a very general sense, what you want is your ribs and your hips lining up on the same plane, so you're not tucking your pelvis, nor are you arching, right? Just in that in-between. Once you're there, we're gonna take the legs, bring them up to the tabletop position, and flex your feet. So flexing is really important because otherwise the loop might slide off. We're gonna start just with the legs. So anchoring the ribs and the hips to the floor, you're gonna push and pull. One leg is gonna push out while the other leg pulls in. Push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. So you're gonna keep that going. Try to take a full breath for every switch, right to left, and really embrace the idea of that push and pull working together. Breathe. So we've got a couple of optional add-ons. Option one is just placing the hands behind the head and floating the head and shoulders up, looking forward. Option two is to add a little crisscross twist toward the leg that's pulling in. So you're exhaling with the twist, inhaling as you pass through center. So pick whichever variation works best for you and continue to breathe. The more challenge, the lower the leg goes. The more you feel it in your low back or you have discomfort, the higher the leg goes. Just gonna give you a quick little countdown for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So for this next exercise, the resistance loop isn't gonna do a tremendous amount. You're not gonna feel like, holy cow, this resistance is so challenging. You're more going to use your loop to be aware of that push and pull. So you're gonna take your medium loop, or whichever you've chosen, and you're gonna slide it up just above your knees. Warning, sometimes these loops roll. If yours rolls, it might mean that you need a slightly heavier one, or you might need to place it slightly differently. Don't get too frustrated, just pause and fix it. So once you have it in place, bring the feet back to the floor, find that neutral spine. We're going to come up through tabletop And then you're going to straighten your legs as much as you can without tucking your pelvis under. So keeping the ribs and the hips anchored together. And then it's push and pull. Scissor. One leg up, one leg down. Push and pull. Push and pull. Breathing a full breath every time you switch your legs. And you choose how much distance between the two legs you choose to use, right? Push and pull. Same two add-ons as the previous exercise. So option 1, we simply place the hands behind the head. We float the head and the shoulders, looking forward, and we continue with that push and pull. Option 2, add that little crisscross twist toward the leg that's coming in. Exhale on the twist. Inhale as you pass through center. Good. So pick the variation that you like the best, and let's go with that for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you like, head comes down, knees can come into the chest. If you felt anything in your back at all, which you will because your whole core works in neutral, give yourself a nice little rock side to side. Release some tension. And then we're going to take this medium loop and we're going to slide it off. I'm going to go for a heavier loop. So you can see this one has less give. It's going to give me a little bit more resistance. It's going to go back around my thighs. So it's coming up just above my knees. Once I have it in place, as flat as possible is really important. I'm going to bring the feet back down. And again, we're going to find that neutral spine. So once we are in neutral, legs come through tabletop again. They extend up toward the ceiling, but again, only as much as you can straighten without tucking the pelvis under. Anchoring the ribs and the hips. What we're going to do is lower the legs straight down, and then as we lift up, we're going to push out into the resistance of the loops, and then release at the top. So we're going to take an inhale as we lower, and an exhale as we push out and circle up. Inhale, lower, push out and circle up. Inhale, lower, exhale, push out and circle up. So keep that going. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about your core. So you can lower as far as you can go without letting your ribs pop up off the floor. They have to stay glued down. When you lift, don't let your butt come up off the floor. Keep it anchored. So think about your rib cage and your pelvis as being anchors. They're glued down. They never leave the floor. We're just going to do 2 more. This is a super short little segment to work the core. Let's do 1 more. Feel free to add this to any other Pilates segment that I have. Bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself that nice little rock. And then take your legs out in front of you. Take your arms out over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, an email, and I will talk to you later. Bye.